Ladies and gentlemen, there are moments in our lives when we encounter a choice of fork in the road. One path leads to the comfort of familiarity, the other toward the unknown, to challenge and to growth. But here's the truth that so many of us miss: the world is filled with lessons that we should have learned early on, and yet somehow we never truly understood their power. These lessons shape us, define us, and ultimately determine whether we live a life of fulfillment or a life of mere existence. What if I told you that many of these life-changing lessons are things that we simply forgot, overlooked, or were never told? And what if I told you that your greatest potential is hidden in these very lessons that have the power to transform everything? You see, life is not just about what you have, it's about what you do with what you've been given. It's about recognizing the power you have within you right now to make choices that can lead to greatness. The first thing you must realize is that life is a reflection of your decisions. Yes, we face external circumstances beyond our control, but at the end of the day, the way we respond to these circumstances is everything. Every action you take, every word you speak, every decision you make, it all matters. It shapes your future. You are the creator of your destiny, no one else. And yet, so many of us live in the past, victims of our upbringing, our parents, our culture, our circumstances. But I am here to tell you today that you have more power than you realize. And the first step to unlocking that power is understanding that you control your life. You decide the story you tell yourself. No one else gets to write your story unless you let them. This is a fact that so many never come to understand. You are capable of far more than you've been taught to believe. You've been conditioned to think that success is about luck, about being in the right place at the right time, or about circumstances aligning perfectly. But I'm here to tell you that none of that matters as much as your mindset, your hunger, your willingness to take action despite fear. You see, it's not the events that shape us, it's our interpretation of those events. And when you change your perspective, you change your life. You may have been taught to chase comfort, to seek stability, to be cautious and not take risks. Maybe you were told that life was about finding a steady job, having a family, saving for retirement, and living a predictable, safe life. But that's not the truth of what this world is about. Success doesn't happen by sitting in your comfort zone. Life doesn't work that way. If you want to experience life at the highest level, you need to understand the art of stepping into discomfort. The great achievers, the game changers, the world-class individuals who've made a difference in this world, they didn't sit back. They took risks. They stepped into discomfort. They failed. And then they rose again and again and again. Each time they grew stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever life threw their way. And this brings us to another crucial lesson: the power of resilience. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about how you respond to it. Life is full of ups and downs. Sometimes things don't go as planned. But it's not the setbacks that matter, it's your ability to stand up after being knocked down, to keep moving forward when others would quit. That's where true growth happens. Think about it for a moment. Every successful person you admire, every leader, every innovator, they've all faced the same challenges you face. They've all had doubts, fears, obstacles. The difference is that they didn't let those things stop them. They used them as fuel to push harder, to get better, to prove to themselves that they are more than capable of achieving their goals. And they kept going no matter what. This is why it's so important to understand that the stories you tell yourself have a direct impact on your results. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, or that the world is out to get you, guess what? You're going to attract those experiences into your life. You're going to make decisions based on fear and scarcity rather than abundance and possibility. But when you shift your mindset to one of confidence, of possibility, of action, everything changes. When you truly believe that you are worthy of success, that you have the skills, the knowledge, and the power to create the life you want, the world begins to open up. The doors that once seemed locked now begin to swing wide open. Opportunities present themselves in unexpected ways. The world begins to work for you instead of against you. And that brings us to another powerful lesson: the importance of taking massive action. So many people spend their lives planning, thinking, hoping, dreaming, but they never take that first step. They're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect circumstances. But let me tell you something: there is no perfect moment. There is no ideal plan. There is only now. The only time you have to make a difference is right now. Don't let perfectionism hold you back. The path to success is never a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, failures, and lessons learned. The key is to take action. And when you take massive action, you'll learn, adapt, and grow. You'll find the answers to your questions, you'll develop the skills you need, and you'll create the results you want. But it all starts with that first step. The most successful people in the world didn't wait for everything to align perfectly. They simply got started, made mistakes, adjusted, and kept moving forward. They didn't let fear or uncertainty stop them. They knew that the only way to succeed was to take consistent, massive action. And here's the reality that so many people fail to understand: success is not about what you do in the moment. It's about what you do consistently over time. It's about building habits that serve you. It's about making the choice, day in and day out, to do what's necessary to move you toward your goals. When you commit to a vision, to a purpose greater than yourself, you unlock an unstoppable force within you. When you commit to growth, to contribution, to becoming the best version of yourself, the universe conspires to help you. But you must make that commitment to yourself first. You must be willing to sacrifice the easy, the comfortable, the familiar for something greater. And let me tell you this, there is no greater joy, no greater fulfillment than knowing that you've given everything you've got, that you've played full out, that you've poured your heart and soul into everything you do, that you've pushed past your limits and reached heights you once thought were impossible. So I challenge you today. Don't wait for someone to give you permission to live your best life. Don't wait for the world to change. Don't wait for circumstances to be perfect. The time to act is now. You have everything within you to succeed. You have the power to create the life you want. You just have to believe in yourself and take action. The truth is, you already know what you need to do. You've known it for a long time. You've just been too afraid to do it. But I'm here to tell you that you don't need to be afraid anymore. The world needs your greatness. The world needs you to step up, to rise above your limitations, to become the person you were always meant to be. You are not the sum of your past. You are the sum of your choices. And today, you have the power to make a new choice. You have the power to choose your destiny. Don't let fear, doubt, or anything else hold you back. The world is waiting for you. Go out there and claim the life you deserve. The time is now. The speech emphasizes that your life is shaped by the decisions you make, not by external circumstances. You have the power to create your future by changing your mindset, taking responsibility for your actions, and making conscious choices that align with your goals. Success is not about avoiding failure, but about how you respond to setbacks and challenges. The speech stresses the importance of taking massive action, learning from mistakes, and consistently pushing forward even when things get tough. True growth comes from stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing discomfort. By committing to a higher purpose, focusing on self-improvement, and taking continuous action, you can unlock your full potential and achieve lasting success. Every single one of us, at the core, has the power to shape our lives. This concept, while simple, is one of the most powerful truths you can embrace. Your destiny isn't something determined by external forces, nor is it dictated by the environment around you. The truth is that your destiny is not about luck, not about waiting for the perfect moment, nor is it about relying on others to create the opportunities for you. Your future is forged by the decisions you make, and those decisions are driven by the way you think, feel, and believe in yourself. Think about it. We live in a world that often conditions us to believe that things happen to us. We hear the stories of people who are born into wealth, who have parents who could afford to send them to the best schools, and who seem to have the perfect life handed to them. And if you look around at some of the most successful people, it's easy to believe that they have some secret key to life success. But let me tell you, their success doesn't come from some magical formula they stumbled upon, nor does it come from an external force pushing them forward. It comes from their ability to take control, to believe that they can make choices that shape their future, and to take consistent action toward those choices, regardless of the external conditions. The first thing you have to realize is that your mindset is the lens through which you view the world. If you believe that life is something that happens to you, that you're a victim of your circumstances, then you'll never fully understand the power you hold. Life will feel like a series of events that are outside your control. But if you can shift that mindset, if you can begin to see yourself not as a victim, but as the creator of your circumstances, everything changes. The events that happen to you may be out of your control, but the way you choose to respond to them, the way you choose to interpret them and take action from them, that is fully within your control. There's a quote that says, "The moment you take responsibility for everything in your life is the moment you can change anything in your life," and this is where it all starts. Many people look around at their circumstances, at their job, their relationships, their health, and they feel stuck, like there's nothing they can do. They point to things outside of themselves and blame the world for their situation. But what they fail to realize is that as long as you're blaming something external, you're giving away your power. You're letting the world dictate who you are and who you become. But when you own your life, when you take full responsibility for everything in it, your choices, your actions, your responses, and even your mindset, then you take back the power. You acknowledge that while you can't control everything that happens, you absolutely control how you react to it. And this is the turning point where everything begins to shift. You start to make choices based on your desires, based on your goals, and based on the person you want to become. Instead of waiting for someone else to make your life better, you realize that the key is within you. Now let's talk about the decisions that shape our lives. Each decision, no matter how small, adds up. It might not seem like much at the time, but everything you do, every action you take, every thought you entertain, leads you toward one of two outcomes: a life of fulfillment and achievement, or a life of mediocrity and regret. You can't control every moment of your life, but you can control how you respond, how you make decisions, and how you commit to the future you want. Think about it. Every time you make a choice that aligns with your values, your goals, and your dreams, you move closer to the life you want. But every time you make a decision based on fear, on comfort, or on someone else's expectations, you move further away from that life. Most people make decisions based on short-term comfort, based on what feels good right now, or based on what others want for them. But this approach will never lead to lasting fulfillment. Real fulfillment comes from making decisions that align with your long-term vision, that move you toward the person you want to become, even if it means stepping outside of your comfort zone. This is where the magic happens when you stop playing small, when you stop allowing the fear of the unknown to dictate your choices, and when you begin to make decisions that are aligned with your highest self. One of the most powerful realizations that anyone can have is that they have the ability to change their story at any moment. Too often, people believe that the past defines them. They think that the circumstances they were born into, the challenges they faced, or the mistakes they've made are all things that can never be changed. But the truth is that your past doesn't define you. It's a part of your story, but it is not the end of it. The power to create the future you want lies in your hands. You don't have to be who you were yesterday. You can choose to be who you want to be today and every day moving forward. This is where the concept of personal responsibility truly comes into play. When you realize that the power to change is in your hands, you no longer look outside yourself for the answers. You stop waiting for someone else to come along and fix things for you. Instead, you realize that the path to success, fulfillment, and growth is within your own control. It's about taking ownership of your choices, actions, and reactions. This doesn't mean that everything will be easy or that you'll always get it right. Far from it. Taking responsibility for your life doesn't mean you won't face difficulties, challenges, or setbacks. What it means is that no matter what happens, you know that you have the power to rise again, to learn from the experience, and to move forward stronger than before. When you realize that you are in charge of your own journey, you stop waiting for things to change and start making the changes yourself. But there's one more critical piece to this puzzle: the importance of belief. Without belief in yourself, all of the decisions and actions in the world won't matter. The first step to taking control of your destiny is believing that you are worthy of the life you want. You have to believe that you have the capability to achieve greatness, that you have the power to create change, and that you have the strength to overcome any obstacle in your path. Belief is the foundation upon which everything else is built. If you don't believe in yourself, you won't take action. If you don't believe you can succeed, you'll never take the necessary steps to get there. So how do you build this belief? It starts by recognizing the evidence of your own capabilities. Look at your past wins, even the small ones, and let them serve as proof that you are capable of achieving what you set your mind to. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who challenge you to be better, and who believe in you. And most importantly, Cultivate a mindset that is focused on possibility, not limitations. Your belief in yourself must be unwavering, because when it is, nothing can stop you. At the end of the day, your destiny is yours to create. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not bound by your past, your limitations, or your challenges. You have the power to decide how your story unfolds. It's all about the choices you make, the mindset you adopt, and the belief you have in yourself. Take control, step into your power, and know that your future is yours to create. You are the author of your own life, and you hold the pen. What will you write? Life is not a straight line. It is not a smooth, uninterrupted path where things simply fall into place. Instead, life is filled with unexpected turns, obstacles, challenges, and setbacks. The difference between those who rise to the top and those who remain stagnant is not the absence of challenges, but the ability to navigate through those challenges. The power of resilience and action is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful, the thriving from the struggling. Resilience is a concept that people often misunderstand. It's not about avoiding difficulty, but rather about how we respond when difficulties arise. Everyone faces obstacles. Everyone deals with failure, disappointment, and rejection. The people who succeed, however, are the ones who do not let those obstacles define them. They do not let setbacks dictate their future. Instead, they face adversity head-on, learn from it, and use it as fuel to move forward. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to adapt, to grow stronger in the face of adversity. It's the capacity to turn failures into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. It's about maintaining the belief that no matter what happens, you can rise again and keep pushing forward. Action is the second key component in this powerful duo. It's not enough to simply be resilient. You can't just endure hardship without taking any steps forward. Resilience without action is like a car stuck in neutral. You may have the strength to move, but you're not going anywhere. You need to take consistent, massive action to turn resilience into progress. Taking action is what transforms setbacks into opportunities, challenges into growth, and dreams into reality. But people who succeed are those who take action even when they don't feel ready, even when they are afraid, even when they face obstacles. They take action because they understand that no amount of planning or preparation can ever replace the power of experience. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When you combine resilience with action, you create an unstoppable force. Resilience gives you the strength to keep going, while action provides the momentum. Together, they allow you to overcome any obstacle, no matter how big or daunting it may seem. This combination is what propels you towards success, and it's what allows you to build the life you desire, regardless of the challenges you encounter along the way. Think about some of the most successful people in history. They weren't immune to failure. In fact, they probably failed more times than most people, but they didn't let their failures stop them. Instead, they used their setbacks as motivation to keep going. They faced adversity with resilience and responded with action. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He famously failed thousands of times before finally inventing the light bulb, but instead of giving up after each failure, he saw every mistake as a lesson, a step closer to success. When asked about his many failures, he responded by saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Edison's resilience and relentless action made him one of the greatest inventors in history. Another example is J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before her success, she was rejected by numerous publishers, faced financial hardship, and was even battling personal challenges. But she didn't let those setbacks define her. She kept writing, kept submitting her manuscript, and continued to take action despite the many obstacles in her way. Today, she is one of the most successful authors in the world, and her story is one of resilience and action. Her success didn't come from avoiding failure, but from persevering through it. The stories of Edison and Rowling are not unique. They are representative of the journeys of countless successful people. Resilience doesn't mean you never fail. It means that you don't allow failure to define you. It means you learn from your mistakes, adapt, and keep moving forward. It means that you don't let a temporary setback keep you from pursuing your goals. Resilience is about finding strength in the struggle and using it as motivation to push forward. It's about having the courage to face challenges head on, knowing that each challenge brings you one step closer to achieving your dreams. But resilience alone isn't enough. You must also take action. You can't sit around waiting for the perfect opportunity to present itself. You can't wait until you feel ready, because the reality is you may never feel ready. Success requires you to take action, even when you don't have all the answers, even when you're not sure what the next step is. Action is what moves you forward. It's what creates momentum, and momentum is what keeps you going. One of the most important things to understand about action is that it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, perfection is often the enemy of progress. Many people procrastinate because they are afraid of making mistakes. They want everything to be perfect before they take action. But this mindset can paralyze you. You'll never have all the answers. You'll never have all the information. The key is to start. It doesn't matter how small the step is. What matters is that you are moving in the right direction. Each small action you take builds upon the previous one, and before you know it, you will have made significant progress toward your goal. In life, there are always going to be challenges. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But these are not reasons to stop. They are reasons to keep going. When you encounter a setback, don't view it as a sign that you should give up. Instead, see it as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to develop the resilience you need to succeed. Take that setback and turn it into motivation. Use it to fuel your next action. The only true failure is when you stop trying. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from challenges, it's about learning to embrace them. It's about understanding that every obstacle, every hardship is a part of your journey. The road to success is not easy, and it's not meant to be. If it were easy, everyone would do it. The challenges you face are what make the journey worthwhile. They are what teach you the lessons you need to learn, and they are what shape you into the person you need to become to achieve your dreams. Taking action, on the other hand, is what allows you to translate your dreams into reality. No matter how big or small your goals are, you must take action every single day. Action doesn't just mean making big moves, it means making consistent, purposeful moves that align with your vision. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. And every time you take action, you reinforce your commitment to your success. The more action you take, the more resilient you become because you develop a mindset that knows failure is not the end. It's simply part of the process. This is the power of resilience and action. They work together to create unstoppable momentum. When you are resilient, you don't give up when things get hard. And when you take action, you move closer to your goals, even when you're unsure of the outcome. Together, these two forces make you stronger, more determined, and more capable of handling anything life throws your way. And here's the most important part: success doesn't come overnight. It's a journey, and that journey is filled with both highs and lows. But if you remain resilient and continue to take action, you will eventually get where you want to be. The key is to stay committed to the process. Trust that every action, every failure, and every lesson learned is leading you toward your ultimate goal. As long as you continue to move forward with resilience and action, you will create the life you desire. Resilience and action are not just principles for success, they are mindsets that shape who you are. When you adopt these mindsets, you become someone who is unstoppable, someone who refuses to let challenges define their future. No matter where you are today, no matter what setbacks you faced, you have the power to turn things around. You have the power to bounce back, to learn from your mistakes, and to take consistent, deliberate action toward your dreams. The key is to never give up, to never stop moving forward, and to never stop believing that you can overcome whatever challenges come your way. Keep going, keep fighting, and keep pushing because the life you want is within reach. It's yours for the taking, as long as you have the resilience to rise and the action to move forward. Growth is something that many people want, but not everyone is willing to pursue. People often associate growth with comfort, ease, and a smooth journey. They expect that if they are making progress, it should feel effortless, and that the process will naturally unfold with little resistance. But growth, true growth, is not born from ease. It is forged in the fires of discomfort, adversity, and struggle. Growth requires you to push yourself beyond your limits, to go through challenges, to face your fears, and to embrace the pain that often accompanies meaningful change. The idea of growth through discomfort is one that is counterintuitive to most. Many people resist discomfort and see it as something to avoid at all costs. But growth does not come from avoiding discomfort, it comes from learning to thrive in it. Think about the muscles in your body. When you work out and push them to the point of fatigue, they tear and break down. However, in the process of recovery, they rebuild stronger, more resilient, and more capable than they were before. The discomfort discomfort you experience during a workout is not a sign of failure. It is a sign that your body is adapting and growing stronger. The same principle applies to every area of life. When you challenge yourself, when you step outside of your comfort zone, and when you endure the discomfort of pushing beyond your limits, you experience growth. This is where commitment comes into play. Commitment is the glue that holds you through the discomfort, the thing that keeps you moving forward when everything inside of you is telling you to quit. Commitment is not just about starting something, it's about seeing it through, even when it gets tough, even when the road is uncertain, and even when the outcome is unclear. Without commitment, discomfort becomes unbearable and growth becomes impossible. Commitment provides the necessary strength and perseverance to continue through challenges and to stay focused on the bigger picture, despite the temporary pain you may be experiencing. The reason why growth requires discomfort is simple. The process of change is inherently uncomfortable. We are creatures of habit, and habits, whether they serve us or not, are easy and familiar. Our minds and bodies are wired to seek comfort and avoid anything that feels difficult or unfamiliar. But true growth requires us to disrupt these patterns, to step outside the box of our comfort zone, and to challenge ourselves to become better versions of who we are. If you want to become stronger, smarter, and more capable, you must embrace discomfort as a necessary part of that process. This discomfort is not limited to physical exertion. It can show up in many areas of life emotionally, mentally, and even socially. For instance, when you decide to embark on a personal growth journey, you might face fears that hold you back, whether it's the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, or the fear of the unknown. Confronting these fears is uncomfortable, yet it is essential for growth. You might have to take risks, make mistakes, and experience rejection or disappointment along the way. These are not signs that you should stop. They are signs that you are pushing your limits, that you are doing the very thing that will help you evolve. Without discomfort, there is no change. In the professional world, growth through discomfort plays an even more crucial role. Whether you are advancing in your career or striving to build your own business, the road to success is paved with discomfort. You might have to take on projects that feel too challenging, speak up in meetings when you're unsure, or take risks that others might shy away from. Every time you take action despite the fear, every time you push yourself into unknown territory, you are growing. You are expanding your skill set, developing new strengths, and becoming more capable than you were before. The discomfort you feel is your mind and body telling you that you are stretching beyond what was once possible for you, and that is where the growth happens. The ability to commit to this process, even when things are tough, is what separates those who succeed from those who settle. Commitment means not backing down when the going gets hard. It means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the obstacles seem insurmountable. Commitment is a promise to yourself that you will keep moving forward no matter how uncomfortable it gets. Without commitment, discomfort would cause you to quit, to retreat back into the safety of your comfort zone. But with commitment, discomfort becomes the driving force that propels you forward. One of the most significant aspects of growth through discomfort is the mental shift that occurs when you embrace it. Most people view discomfort as a negative experience, something to be avoided or endured. But when you understand that discomfort is a catalyst for change, your entire perception shifts. Discomfort becomes a signal that you are on the right track, that you are challenging yourself and expanding your capabilities. Instead of seeing discomfort as a roadblock, you begin to see it as an invitation to grow, to push further, to test your limits. This shift in perspective is critical because it allows you to continue moving forward when things get tough. If you view discomfort as something bad, it will paralyze you. You'll avoid challenges, shrink from opportunities, and live in a constant state of fear. But when you understand that discomfort is a natural part of the growth process, you can embrace it, you can lean into it. And when you do, you'll find that it loses its power over you. You'll no longer be afraid of challenges, and you'll begin to welcome them, knowing that they are the very things that will help you grow. Commitment is what gives you the resilience to push through discomfort. When you are truly committed to your goals, you don't let temporary struggles derail you. You keep your eye on the bigger picture and remember why you started in the first place. Commitment allows you to persist when things get difficult, to keep going even when success seems far away. It's the unwavering determination to see things through, even when you're tired, frustrated, or uncertain. Without commitment, you would abandon your goals the first time things get tough, but with commitment, you will keep pushing, learning, and growing no matter what challenges come your way. Of course, this doesn't mean that growth through discomfort is easy. The path will be filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But it is precisely in those moments that your commitment and resilience are tested. It is in those moments that you must dig deep and remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing. The growth you experience when you push through these tough times is the growth that will stay with you forever. It's the growth that will shape your character, build your strength, and set you up for future success.